We got some good news. Good news for sneakerheads around the world, especially people like myself. The Nike Air Max 95 Neons, the OG Neons, are coming back out again, this time with the big bubble. So they've decided to retool the Air Max 95 for the, I think the 30th anniversary or 35th anniversary, I'm not sure which one it is, of the Air Max 95. And they're dropping them now with the original big bubbles. I remember when they originally dropped with the big bubbles, if I remember correctly, they used to have the PSI marker on the outside of the bubble, like embossed in it, that you could kind of see it. And I think over time people were wearing them and it obviously pop. So Nike had to then reduce the sizes so they didn't pop as much. But then when they reduced the size, it kind of took away from the look of the MX 95. So it's great to see them with the increased size. I was doubting whether or not they did increase the size of the air bubble and whether they just kind of peeled back some of the kind of the kind of cover. Because if you bought MX 95 recently, you'd know the air window is really small. So I didn't know whether or not they just kind of peeled back some of the air window to expose more of the bubble. But having looked at some closer pictures, like this picture here, courtesy of Sneaker News, it looks like they've legitimately increased the size of the actual bubble itself. So it kind of is more reflective of the OG pair. I'm not too sure if they've retooled the upper to also reflect the shape of the OG pair from back in the day. Because I remember the toe was a lot more flatter. So, and this kind of looks way flatter as well compared to the other ones, which are a lot more of a banana pointy thing going on there. But if they just retooled the midsole, I'm all for it. The MX 95 in neon is a quintessential London shoe, I feel like. A European shoe. It's up there with the 97 Bullet, which is more of a the silver bullet, which is more of an Italian kind of maybe Central European sort of a shoe. But I feel like the MX 95, especially in neon, is a quintessential shoe. I feel like there's a time back in the day where I think I was a son or somewhere had made a chart, or there was maybe a chart from the police where they said the top 5 shoes that are involved in crimes and shit. And I think they were using the footprints of the perpetrators as a marker. And I think the Air Force One and the Air Max 95 were the ones that were top of the list in terms of shoes used by criminals. So you can see how much is tied to like street culture and whatever else it may be. So I'm a big fan of the Air Max 95s. I also think they're the most versatile shoe. I also think the Air Max 95 with like camo, with like desert camo, just that's a goated combination. I remember back in the day, some of the guys in the area would wear MX 95s as like their dress up shoes to go clubbing with because they're so expensive back in the day. I think back in the day they must have been like 120, 130 or something. So guys would wear MX 95s to the clubs with like Armani jeans, Moschino jeans, Versace jeans, Armani exchange shirts and shit, like button up shirts, iceberg history shirts to the club. So these were a quintessential part of growing up. And when I did obviously get older, I ended up buying a bunch of pairs myself. I think the last pair I bought was the last retro. No, the retro before the last one, which might have been like 2008 or something, was last time I had a pair. But I'm really eager to get a new pair very, very, very soon when they do drop. Unfortunately, the release is going to be very limited, according to a bunch of people, because I heard some Japanese store that's very tied to sneaker culture, I'm not really too familiar with the name of it, was the secret place where they dropped it, which is a good idea in terms of storytelling. They kind of released them secretly, very quiet, in this very small store in Tokyo that sells loads of Nike Air Max shoes. They've also decided to bring back the old Nike Air Max box as well. That's got like the black and the grey on it as well. Blue Room, that's it, Blue Room, that's a shop. Big up Henry in the stream chat. So they dropped them at that place called Blue Room, which I think is a great way, because again, I'm not the biggest fan of the whole storytelling thing. I think the whole storytelling arc is very corny and lame and GAY in sneaker culture and shit. But I feel like that's a great way to kind of drop them. Maybe back in the day, if Foot Patrol was still around, they would have dropped them there as well to tie in it. Because I remember Foot Patrol having a big stock of like loads of good 95s back in the day as well. And maybe even Meteor Sports back in the day as well, if they're still around. And then if I'm not mistaken, they're going to be dropping in other places. According to Sneaker News, they're going to be dropping on April 4th in select cities. I'm assuming London's going to be one of them. And then it's going to get a worldwide release on the Sneakers app on the 17th. So they're going to be dropping on the 4th at select sneaker stores. And they're going to be dropping on the 17th on Sneakers app. The retail is $185 according to Sneaker News. They probably look better in hand than they do via the pictures. I can't wait to get them. Classic Air Max 95 neon, black midsole. You got the clear bubbles with the neon in the inside, the gray gradient on the outer, the white laces. Like you can't go wrong with them. Bright yellow, bright neon. Insole, which I don't remember from the last retro I got. I think my insole might have been white, and also the classic old school Air Max box as well. That's got the half black, or it's got the quarter bit of black and the grey on it as well, that you know from vintage pairs of Air Max wear. So can't wait for them to drop. an an incredible shoe. Kind of gutted for the limited release, by the way. I would like them to get a worldwide release because I feel like they deserve them. It's kind of annoying as well because I feel like Nike have been doing their best to drop that fucking horrible Nike DNA Air Max. They're trying to make a thing that's never going to become a thing because it's a horrible shoe. They drop those in unlimited amount of colorways and they just keep flooding the market with them and forcing them down our throats. But then this quintessential legendary Hall of Fame Air Max is not being made easily available. It's going to turn into some sort of game, some sort of fucking, I don't know, some sort of prize, whatever nonsense. And I just would like them to be readily available because this is kind of what made Air Max what it is. Do you know what I mean? The Air Max 95s, the Air Max 90s, Air Max 1s / Air Max 87s. But unfortunately, it's limited release only. So if you want these and you like them, especially with the reimagined increased bubble, get them because these are going to be flying out. I'm going to definitely try to double up on a pair. I'm definitely going to try to double up on a pair if I can. I've already got money saved. As soon as they're dropping, I'm going to try to double up on a pair. And I don't usually double up on shoes. But these, the Tom Sachs Mars Yards, when they eventually come out, those are going to be shoes I'm going to double up on. So make sure you get a pair if you can. Make sure you get a pair if you can because these are so fucking hard. I fucking love them. They go good with jeans, with shorts, especially with cargo. Especially now in this era of cargos and bootcut jeans, these will go fucking crazy. So I'm a big fan of Max 95. Try and get them if you can. Try and get them if you can.